Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I am glad you have rejoined me, that is wonderful. And in today's video we are going to talk about how we can get you booking on your first solo travel trip. I have traveled solo a couple of times now. It's got to the point where I pretty much am incapable of traveling with other people now. I get so annoyed when I'm like, okay, I would like to go here, and then people are like, oh, I don't really want to go there, can I go somewhere else? I'm like, no, we can't. So solo travel is one of my favorite things to do. It is terrifying at first, I am not gonna lie. Traveling solo on your very first time is gonna be nerve-wracking, there is no way around it. But the hardest part is actually getting yourself to book that first holiday. So we are going to talk about how we can get you booking your first solo travel trip and get you planning well on your way. When I booked my very first solo travel trip, I was on my lunch in work at my computer. I was like, you know what? I'll just have a look. I'll just have a look on Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, Expedia even. Wikipedia's not gonna help me. Look on Expedia and see what kind of holidays there are, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, just have a look, just have a peruse. And then I was like, you know what? I really wanna go to Barcelona. I really wanna go to Barcelona. I texted all my friends, I was like, hey, do you wanna go to Barcelona? Everyone was like, yeah, I don't know, I don't have enough money, I don't know whether I get some time off work. And I was like, for God's sake. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Go on my own. Why not? People do it all the time. You know, where you kind of are having a look on Expedia and then you kind of find a holiday and you click onto it and you pick all your options, you know, just so you can see how much it is. Instead of clicking off that page where you've like set up your little dream holiday that you want to go on, click that checkout button. Don't go back, just click the button. Like, don't think about it, just click and then it's done. And you're already on your way. You may as well see it through to the end now, there's no point going back. That is how I did it. However, it's obviously not gonna be that easy for everyone else. Plan it out as though you are actually going on it. So find a map of the place that you're going to, pick out your itinerary. So have a look at what things you wanna see, and where you wanna go, and how you would get there. Plan everything out to the finest detail so you know what time you would be arriving at the airport. You know how you would get from the airport to your accommodation. You know what you would do on your first day, you know where you would eat, you know how much money you would need to take, you would know how to keep your stuff safe, what kind of stuff you would pack, where you would, you know, find medical supplies, stuff like that. Plan everything out into the finest detail until you have this holiday that you haven't booked, but you have 100% planned. One of the most scariest things that people go through when they're traveling alone is this idea of, oh my God, what if I get lost? What if I don't know where I am? How do I get to my accommodation? How do I get from the airport to my accommodation? What's the transport stuff like? How much does it cost? Blah, blah, blah. So it's that fear of the unknown and not knowing what you're gonna do and how it's gonna play out once you get there. So planning it out to the very smallest detail can help some people. Not everyone, this is just one technique to use, but it can help to ease that anxiety of, oh my God, what do I do when I get there? Or, oh my God, like, how will I find plasters? Just stupid little things like that that are irrational, really, but they make all the difference when it comes to how anxious you feel about traveling alone. So plan it all out. Once you've got it out and you think, yeah, you know, I know what I'm doing, I can do it, that's when you book your holiday. So go on, find your perfect flight times, find your perfect date, where you want to go. You've got everything planned there, so all you have to do is literally just pay for this holiday. You've already done most of the work, so all you do is press book now and it's done. If you are particularly anxious, if you suffer with anxiety as well, that's a great way of doing it because you kind of ease yourself by, you know, reassuring yourself that you are not going to die when you get there. The non-anxious person's way of doing it, where you're just really nervous about doing it, is to literally not think about it at all. Go on, use something like Skyscanner to find the cheapest flights to the cheapest locations. So if this is your first time traveling solo and you don't have anywhere specific that you really want to go, you just want to experience solo travel, then book like a 3-4 day holiday somewhere. Go on Skyscanner, my favorite website. I'm not sponsored by Skyscanner, by the way, just FYI. Check out what the cheapest flight deals are, where the cheapest places are to go, and then just book whatever it comes up with. whatever it comes up with, just book it. So once you've done that, then you can go onto sites like Hostel World or Expedia or any of those kind of sites that find you accommodation. And then you just need to find accommodation that is in your budget and that fits with the times that you're going. Sometimes for some people it can help if you plan everything out, like literally every tiny detail. Some people it will help. For me, it helps me more if I just don't think about it at all. Just book it, just get it booked. So one thing I will say is if you're gonna do it that way, book your flights first and then your accommodation second, because once you have found your cheapest flight deals, then you can find accommodation that has a reception time that fits your flight. So for example, recently I just booked a holiday to Croatia for 3 days and I booked my flights first, and the cheapest flights obviously got in to Croatia at a stupid time. I think it's like 11 o'clock I get there or something. It was really late at night. So I had to then find accommodation that had a reception area that was open 24 hours, that would be open when I got there. So it's easier to book your flights first, find your flights that are cheapest, because your accommodation is always going to be cheaper than your flights. So find your perfect flights first and then book your accommodation. If you are traveling solo, I cannot highly recommend hostels enough. They may seem terrifying, but it's going to be a lot worse for you. I think if you are very nervous or you're scared you're not going to meet people, if you isolate yourself in a hotel, just a hotel room on your own, it's gonna feel more lonely. So if you are traveling solo for the first time, hostels are amazing. They may seem terrifying, but they always have areas where you can go and you can be alone. If you want to be alone, you can get some quiet time. There's no obligation to actually join people on their travels. Everyone there is most likely traveling alone. It's very rare actually that I've ever bumped into people that were traveling in really big groups. I think only once I've ever done that. I've bumped into people that were traveling in a group. Most of the people that I meet are solo travelers and they enjoy their own time as much as you do. So traveling in hostels, 100% get a hostel booked. They're cheap, you get to meet people, they always have tours and stuff on. They always have like theme nights so you can get to know people. They usually have bars or close to bars so you can get that bit of socializing if you want. They always have chill out areas as well. So the biggest thing to get over is literally just booking it. Once it's booked, you will be surprised how quickly you adapt to planning and getting everything sorted. It's all up to you and how comfortable you get. Usually the first day is always a little uncomfortable anyway, because you're kind of figuring out your area and where you are and where things are, what there is to do and stuff like that. So it's always a bit awkward on the first day, but after the first day, I promise you, you will not even notice that you're traveling alone and you will just enjoy every second. So that is it for this video, really quick one, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to subscribe down below and give this a thumbs up as well. Please check out my Just Giving page. I am raising money for the Mental Health Foundation by trekking the Great Wall of China later this year, so if you can give whatever you can, that would be amazing. And this is all from me today. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I will love you and leave you. So thank you for watching and goodbye.